We're going to kick off this meeting with some dancing. I saw some people sit down real quick when I said that. Martin Sanchez, are you going to lead us in a salsa move? He's in the other room over there. He's a dancer. He takes dance lessons like every week. Anyone else love dancing? Yeah, Sabrina does. Yeah, Danny does. Did I see a hand over here? You do. So you were serious about having those dance shoes, huh? Oh. I mean, take up these shoes. All right, we're getting started. The doors are closing in 5, 4. Whoever's the last one in here gets to dance on the stage. Martin, where are you? Oh, yeah, Danny, we don't even have to say. Danny's running up here already. Awesome. Well, the person that's supposed to be introducing us is stuffing his face still.
Why do I need to introduce them? They're already talking. Anyway, if I haven't met you, I'm John Tulipano. Jennifer Reyes and I kind of coordinate the group here every month. So I'll say it now. July 18th is our next meeting. I'll put the registration up later after they're done talking. Jennifer I know very well because she's my marketing. What are you? My marketing person? She's my marketing guru. Marketing sales guru, whatever. Something like that. Anyway. Every Why not? You are a guru. Well, you don't like that word? Okay. Anyway, she's really good at pulling out stuff that I never think of. So, and Genesis, I don't know. I've met her this morning. Known her for about half an hour. Anyway, so these two, yeah, okay, sales strategist, yeah. And I can just, you can tell these two have something already, and I'm not going to go into it because I can only imagine what they're going to think. So, Jennifer and Genesis, here they go.
Thank you. Perfect. Give it up for John.
Sure, one last. Sorry, there's one quick little interjection here. We're all about helping businesses, helping businesses, all right? We're all playing a tough game, trying to help each other out. One way you can help a business right now is to scoot towards the front 2 rows here if you can, because that looks better on photo and video. So Jennifer and Jess are going to look a lot. It's going to look like a nice full room if we're all here in the front. So if you wouldn't mind scooching at your convenience, we'd appreciate it. Thanks, everybody.
Thanks, Danny. Don't be scared. Oh, you are? Woo! All right. Thank you. You and the participation for sure today. Let's go. Yeah, so we want to make this interactive, casual, fun, and also have you guys have some major wins today and continuing to move forward. So, Genesis, what are we talking about today?
So we're talking about alignment and how alignment can directly impact everything that you do, specifically your network. And your network is your net worth. And we're going to be talking about how to correlate all the things that you do in order to become more aligned.
Yeah. So when connection meets alignment and not an algorithm. But the funny thing is, guess how Genesis and I actually met? It was through Facebook. Yes.
Online.
It was online. And do you remember? It was like, let's see, we met, I don't remember what year it was. It was probably maybe 12, 13 years ago when I started my business.
Yeah.
Around there.
Yeah.
And
It's been a while.
Yeah. And then she came out to an event that I was hosting in Libertyville in the middle of a snowstorm. It was January, you all. And she drove, does anybody know where Dixon is at? Yeah, that's far, right? From Dixon to Libertyville. Yeah. And she came out there. It was a Women of Faith event that I was hosting, and that's where we got to meet in person. But prior to that, we had talked a little bit online, right? A little bit there, and then the relationship developed over the years, right?
Yep. And it was an amazing event. It was worth the drive and going through the snowstorm.
Yeah. Yeah. So, it is summer, and sometimes summer could be a challenge to get people,
Yep.
indoors, but we're going to encourage each of you to begin to think about, because this isn't just for us, right? This is really for you. So begin thinking about who in your network can you begin to invite to things like this, right? This is one thing that you can do, where Joel, he invited Blake, so thank you. Others, you've invited one another in the past, and we host this every third Friday of the month, the Business Owners Network Luncheon, and we are taking requests for a new name. So please submit those as soon as possible. But the Business Owners Network Luncheon. And so we're talking about connection, we're talking about network, we're talking about alignment. Let's talk a little bit, Genesis, what does alignment mean to you? What does that mean?
So I love this question, and I'm going to share a little bit of my story on this so y'all have more of my background. But I grew up in a small town, Dixon, Illinois, 13 acres, run around, fly free, do whatever you want. And I didn't even know what it really was to look at a watch or to look at the clock, because time just seemed to stand still. And the quality of life was very simple. It was very fun, just not having a lot of things to worry about. My mom never had a big schedule. She didn't work. She stayed at home with us. And I think back on that often, of that childhood, and how today things sometimes get to the point where we are literally just scrambling from one thing to the next, to the next, to the next, to the next. And I would say that's just typical of our culture. That's typical of the way that we operate, of the way that we do things. And I want to bring you into a day where I had my fourth child. It was about a month in, so I had 4 children. I was pulling my hair out, and I was just thinking to myself, how did I get myself here in this situation? We all know how that happened, but people still ask me, do you know how that happens, that you get 4 children? And I'm like, yes, I know. So the day was, like I said, I was just stressed out. I was overwhelmed. There was so much going on. And I walked up to the mirror. I looked in the mirror, and my shirt said Tired Moms Club on it. And I got the shirt from my mom, and it was just kind of one of those things that, somebody gives you the gift, and it's kind of funny. And you think to yourself, well, I'm just going to throw the shirt on and not think anything of it. But what I didn't realize was that statement was contributing to who I was. And it was contributing to what I was aligning myself with. And the more I thought about it after that light bulb went off in my head, the more I was like, what other things am I directly aligning with or wearing or doing that are contributing to this lifestyle? Because, yeah, I was busy. Yeah, there was a lot of things going on. There was a lot of needs that had to be met. But I was also being pulled down into a space in my mental state that wasn't allowing me to rise above. And that disalignment was making me spin further and further down into this vicious cycle. And so once I really understood that the way that I can portray myself and outwardly project myself in a completely different way, that I could change my entire life. I could start aligning myself differently by the way that I dressed, differently by the way that I spoke to myself, differently than the way that I talked to my kids. Whatever I was projecting outward was directly impacting what was happening to me from the outside in. So I wanted to just preface how important alignment is from a mental standpoint, and to have that understanding so that we can make that shift whenever we need to. Whenever we need to make a shift, it's there, it's available to us. We just need to decide. So alignment to me is peace and contentment, knowing that you are in a space where you have flow and you have positive energy. You have good energy that's in alignment with the direction that you want to go. And we're going to talk about, I know I shared with you a little bit from my personal side, but Jennifer and I are going to talk about how that alignment can directly impact everything on the outside as well. from not only your personal standpoint, but to your professional network, and how to take advantage of every single situation that comes across your path.
Yeah, that's good. So what does alignment mean to each of you? If you can take a moment, write that down on your paper or your laptop. Write down, what does alignment mean to you? Genesis, you gave some good examples. Alignment internally and externally, right? We're going to be talking about both of those things. What does alignment mean to you? Does anybody want to share? Go ahead, Chris. Living your values. Yeah. So good. Joe?
What are you saying yes to? Or what are you agreeing?
Yes. Yeah. What are you saying yes to, or what are you agreeing with? Can you give some examples?
Yeah, if I agree, like you said, kind of responsible. But if I say, well, I'm always just, you want to own that?
Yeah.
You agree with that?
Great example.
So
It's good.
something like, or I never have enough, or I never this, or whatever.
And just any negatively impacting statement that's just saying,
Okay, I'll accept that. If it was wrapped up as a package, you would miss it.
Right. Chris?
Just to add that alignment piece to the way Sean was just saying, I was thinking about how I always tell myself when I store hate, and I always go back to try to say, stop saying that. Don't say, because it could be what wake up.
just rejects it. So even it's like, I don't, wait, right? Whatever. It's like, kind of makes it.
It magnifies it even more. Yeah, that's good. Joel?
The first thing I thought of was you know what, they relate this, but us big business owners and salespeople, the hustle is hard. And I think I kind of vows up that with everybody. And so that Kurt is being passionate about sharing my effort, everybody. Because, everybody here is well connected. There's always some piece of their network that they can share with others. I think that, per hashtag, colleague, other people to refer because my crutch allows for that. So, first thing out.
Yeah, you mentioned a good thing there with, sharing your network, right? And we had you all take a look at who is in your network. Did everybody come up with 10? How about less than 5? Anybody less than 5? Okay, so you all were between 5 and 10 people then, right? Yeah, kind of? Okay. If not, if you don't have at least 10, you can add Genesis and myself here, okay, because that's 2. And there's more than 10 people in here, so you guys can, have a full list, right? What did you say, Martin? And you could have more than 10, yes. Yes, you will get your sticker at the end of this. We will award you. Yes. That is good. You are very well connected. And that is good to have connections. Now, you don't have to have hundreds or more than 10 here, thousands or whatever, although that would be great too. But we also want to understand the quality of the connections that you have too, right? Genesis, why is that important for us to really have people who truly get us in our network?
Because really, at the end of the day, the people in our network are bringing us either closer or further away from our goals and the things that we're trying to achieve in life. And at the end of the day, is if we are really, truly focused on what God's will is for our life and staying in alignment with that, and we're focused on where we're going to really, truly make impact, then it's essential for us to really zero in and ask, what's happening with this relationship? And I always say to my clients or colleagues, whoever it is that I'm talking to, it should be at least 70% mutually beneficial, that you're giving and they're giving also, that there is a reciprocation of what you both want. There is a mutual benefit, and as you said, synergy, to be able to bring yourself together with that person And you want to see common ground. And also, as Chris had addressed, values, core values. Whenever I do an event with someone, whenever I partner in any capacity, I look at my core values and I say, does this person directly align with that?